So yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are back again. It is KG Chipande and with Mr. Bright Kamada. Mr. Bright, how are you, bro?
Good, man. How are you?
Welcome back to the show.
Thanks, man.
Today I've been asked to ask you a simple question here so that you can advise people. And the question is like, how are we going to do so that we can reduce this number of runaways?
Runaway, you mean?
Especially in Gulf countries.
Good. Okay. So, before I go on, I want to advise everyone out there, please, the weather this time is terrible.
Of course.
Please hydrate yourself. Find whatever you can drink. Stay away from the Coke and the whatever the teas and the
drinks,
chai, the soft drinks, the chai and the rest. Please stay away from them, but take in a lot of fluids. It could be water.
What's the degrees Celsius today?
Sorry?
Degrees Celsius of today outside.
Yesterday was around 48, 49 degrees Celsius, not Fahrenheit, Celsius. This is absolutely boiling, so please. And according to the weather astronomers, there's going to be more heat coming in
future days.
Not even in future. Today has climbed up to around 44 degrees. This is absolutely hot.
True.
So please stay off the sun if you can. But if you're outside, taking a lot of fluid, because we have a lot of our brothers who are working outside and
construction.
Exactly. Please get your own water before you leave the house. If you can get some ice blocks, stack them into something and take it along with you. It will save your life. It will save your life.
That's true, guys. Of course, yeah.
Okay, so runaways.
Runaways. What are we going to do? What's supposed to be done in order that we can reduce the number? If it cannot finish, then how are we going to do so that the number can be reduced?
First of all, we need to know who a runaway is. And we need to know what the consequences of runaway is all about.
Sure.
So runaway is someone who has been brought in for a purpose. Let's say you're supposed to be working in a domestic capacity to help somebody in the family, and then they bring you in. There are a number of things that could cause the runaway.
Sure.
One of them could be the person failing health check here. You know, in the Gulf, they always will check your health status.
Yeah, that's true.
That include pregnancy. People don't know that.
That's true.
They also include pregnancy tests.
The
they do
status of
to
health
make sure, exactly. So they check you completely so that they know that you are not going to transmit anything to their families.
True.
You know, and then you're also not going to be transporting any diseases overseas.
Common communicable disease.
Yes. So once that is done and they find out that there's something there, they will send you home. Please, the purpose is for you to find out what is wrong with you, so that once you get home, don't worry about the money you spent now. Once you get home, you can find solution to that. Your health can never be replaced by any amount of money that you will get.
Fact.
You can never ever replace the amount of money you get to equate it with what your health will be if you compromise it. So what you want to find out is, what is it that I'm suffering from? What is it that you find out? Let them, at least before you get out, say, you know what, I'm ready to go, no problem. I just want to know so I know what I'm going to be doing. I cannot go home and just say, oh, I'm here.
So it's like they're helping you to go back and find yourself.
So find yourself the help that you need. Yes, some people came here virtually selling themselves out and paying people to get here. And then you get here and you feel this, and then you're like, I can go home empty-handed.
I have to find something so that I can get something.
But the problem is this: once the system has captured you that there is a problem with you, there is alert all over the place. One, you don't have documentations to stay in the country in the first place. In that case, you are not going to be getting anything that is going to be worth a while.
Sure.
Let me take a typical example. I took a lady for a domestic worker into our home. We had no idea that she's a runaway. And when we were employing her, she never told us that she was a runaway. If I asked, where's your ID? Say, oh, it's with my sponsor and we had a problem, he's still keeping it. I will bring it next week. And then, my wife is a very inquisitive person, so she started searching and she realized that no, something must be wrong. Her name is wrong and she doesn't really have any record. And my wife is an HR, so she can be able to search anything she wants to search. Anyway, so we started quizzing her, and it turns out she's a runaway, and she failed the health
the medical test.
The medical test. Now, before we could say Jack, we decided you gotta go.
because you don't know whatever.
Exactly, we don't know what it is. So what we decided.
So that's risky also.
Exactly. Yeah, we don't know what you brought into our home. So take your money, and we added an additional money, and we said, go home, find a solution to yourself. If everything works out for you, we can probably bring you back. You know. She said okay, took the money and left.
But she never exited.
She was still in the country.
That means she went to another employer.
And then it was later we realized that the consistency of her eye, always yellow, and the cough at night, that wasn't a common cough. So we had to be able to. So all of us went and checked ourselves. We had to run health tests. Imagine, look at the stress you put on people.
Yeah, sure.
But she got very sick. The worst happened. She had to be taken to the hospital, and they said, "Look, this is the person." So now she was in detention
for a period of time.
And to worsen things up, she couldn't get out of the country by herself. They had to deport her. She couldn't get it. She couldn't pick anything that she had. They put her in available flight and.
Fine, Mr. Bragg. What I need to know now. What do you think? There's that implementation that it can be implemented. For most to the people who are maybe bringing these people in here for working, like the way you said that you had one in your house. So what do you think that we can do, or you guys you can do? Who you guys who you are paying these guys to work in your houses? What do you think that you can do something so that these guys, when they come from their country to your houses to work, yani domestic work, you can try to hold them from not run out, even if the situation doesn't look good for that person.
You cannot hold anybody against their will. And that's the good thing about this country. People are allowed to come in and exit at the point that they want. Even though you bring them and you're responsible for them, they are also human beings. So you have to treat them with such. Now, before you ask me what can we do, one other thing that we need to stop doing as friends and family members we had a situation. A lady that was brought in to come and work as a domestic worker had a distant family member in Qatar, and not knowing that they had arranged that when she come, she will run away.
No matter whatever is going to happen in that house,
she will run away, and they can be able to stay. They can have a free visa and whatever. So there was a lot of promises that were given to her. We had no idea. Then you bring the person in, and then she ran and go and hide with this person. So there are people here who are pouring water in the minds of the people, and some of them they even pretend as if they're coming to work for you, but they have made other arrangements. As soon as she comes to your house, you have prepared everything in the house. You think you have somebody who is taking care of your family. By the time you step out, they also step out, and they are gone.
That's very serious.
It's very serious. Imagine I have my kids at school, thinking that she's going to be taking care of them whilst I'm at work, only for me to be called that, hey, your children are still at
and maybe you have spent some money to bring her.
Of course you have. And then you go to the school, you find out that the person is not in the house. And imagine, I mean, if you have somebody like that who has already made these arrangements, leaves and run away from your home, you don't know what arrangements he has made. Maybe he has copied your key, he has your money, whatever. And here, security is very good here, so it makes us relax. You put your things down, you don't even lock your doors when you go out, which is not really a comfortable situation you find yourself. So you bring somebody into your home, and the person, you feel comfortable enough to leave the person in your home. You come back and the person have run away. It's a very traumatic situation that you find yourself in. So what can we do? One of the things we can do is to partner with agencies that have screened these people, that have already know their health situation. Also, look, before you come here, you will spend a lot of money to come here.
True, very true.
To some of the
ticket plus commission that you're paying to our agencies.
Why wouldn't you do the health check?
Most of them they do.
Yeah, but they don't do the health check the way they're supposed to do it. What they do is they pay people to give them the documentation for them to come, which is not a good thing. Money. If you could spend that amount of money to come, your health is much more important. And this place is all forgiving. See, we are just talking about the weather. This weather can trigger anything that you already have inside you that hasn't been a problem for you in life.
Sure.
But as soon as you get here, it can become a problem.
When you're exposed to that weather,
exactly. It can become a problem. So how then do we take care of that? You have to take the right precautions. It's very important, direly important.
Do you think the way these ladies who are working inside, the way they are treated, Yani, it leads up to someone to get out of the house?
That also is a factor.
So how are you going to do it? Maybe do we supposed to advise these people who are staying with them so that they can easy?
As a human being, when you have someone working in your home, imagine that person was your sister. Imagine that person was your brother. Imagine that person is your daughter. How are you going to treat them? Look, just because someone is in a situation right now that doesn't permit him to be on his own and he's now working with you doesn't mean that he has lost or he's lost his right to be a human being.
True fact.
Every human being, no matter where we are in life, is just temporal. Situations may change. Today is working in your home as a house help. The next moment you could see that person as a very important person in society. Will he ever or will she ever mention your name as one of those people who impacted his or her life? Sure. If you can think about that, then you will treat people differently. I'm surprised that we call ourselves very religious people. It's either we are Christians or Muslim or Buddhist or Krishna, whatever it may be. We are very religious inside and outward. However, our religions, no matter what religions it is, it teaches us to be to love people, to love, and we are all over the place.
But they don't practice.
We go to the mosque and we Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. You're asking God for that He is great, and He created something, and you are looking down on that creation.
What do you talk about the salary that these ladies are being paid in the house? Can it lead for them to run away?
Look, as for salary issues, you bargain for the salary. So don't come in and then at that point hold people hostage and say, if you don't increase my salary, I'll run away. It doesn't make any sense. You do your work from your heart and then table your situation. Look, I think we can, because of this and this and this, my situation is like this. Can you add something? See, every human being has their soft part. If you can discover it and you be able to hit that part, you're doing all your job correctly and you make them happy. If you request something, they will give you.
Exactly.
But if you come and say, oh, I didn't know things would have been like this. I met my friend the last time he's working in that house, they're paying him this much. What the hell are you talking about? I bargained for what I wanted. If you don't want it, then you shouldn't have come in the first place. And also don't use that as an example to say I'm running away, because at the end of the day, but contract is contract. So you can re-bargain your contract, but don't hold people by ransom by running away, because once you run away, you have become illegal in the system.
True.
You are never going to attain that position where you can bargain with anybody again, because if you cannot show your ID, who is going to be writing a contract with you?
No one, for sure. Yes, guys, please make sure that you subscribe and like this video.